It's called Debs, motherfucker. What's my shit, bitch? Bed Bath and Bongs here with my buddy John Garland with Radical Center. I don't know what that's for. Yes. Why are you clamming up, man? That's how QAnon works. Like, they
Oh my
build a
God.
web of stuff like that. That's how it works. That's how they drive their
Dude,
videos and
the
stuff.
people who actually have fostered and created that, they're rather
No,
intelligent.
they're brilliant.
They're brilliant.
I think my real belief is that it's a successful Shay, or I can't think of the week of Wikipedia real quick. I want to get the idea though that it's an adopted persona that people participate in, and if they all claim to be that person when they're caught or whatever. This happened like in Italy in different places. Like they all pretend to be that person, kind of like a visual thing in the what's the famous robbery movie with the guy with the bowler hat, and everybody's wearing the bowler hat, and he gets lost in it, and like the Crown, Thomas Crown Affair, whatever.
I don't believe I saw that.
Oh, there's like a visual
I'm
representation.
I'm an uncultured fuck, sir. It
That's,
sounds familiar. That sounds like a movie, but I don't.
there's
I
a
don't know.
scene where they're trying to track him because he's going off the heist. And so he goes in his thing and he like blends in because he puts on a bowler hat and he goes in and like everybody's wearing a bowler hat in the same suit in the entire like scene, visual scene. You're like, oh.
Camouflage.
He's instantly gone. Like, and it's a visual representation of that idea, though. That the visual picture of it. Trying to, everybody assumes the identity of this person when they're acting. Creates a fictitious character, a purposely fictitious character that becomes a cultural meme, becomes a cultural touchstone that then becomes real because we all remember, we all have a memory of that person or thing or event, and then it becomes a thing in the culture over time. Like they're purposely implanting those into the culture. Like they were the students who got sit around getting really jacked up on peyote and things, and they were sociology and anthropology students at some really good university, and they got really, and they're like, holy crap, look, in history, people have manipulated, or groups, whether it's the church or the aristocracy, they have purposely manipulated history by injecting these ideas and themes in the public culture. That's what they do, how they control us. We can do that. Holy crap. Like, and
Yeah.
they realized, oh, that's pretty awesome. And comedians do it. They do it just like do it different levels, but these were the people that's what they were interested in was politics, the interplay of politics and Marxism and whatever side they happened to come from that their camp they were coming out of, and they all realized, oh, like that's how we do it. We can do that. Like that's a scary power. And then some of them were like, yes. Like, well, that's it. My rant's over.
Power of
really
the masses.
Power of the
I'm
masses.
high. I'm high as fuck. I'm high as fuck. That's how I boil down everything John told me right now. Is that we can do anything. We just have to demand it hard enough
With consequences.
with consequences.
Real consequences. If corporations or people, give them the death penalty. Like it happens to
Sometimes
college football programs. They violate the rules so many times. They're like, that's it. No more of that for you.
sometimes people have to die.
Sometimes they do. Hopefully you can avoid. We had them that died at the Capitol. The Blue Lives Matter people brutally murdered a police officer to show how much they support the police.
Did you see the video I did recently about the officer who got his ass beat he was stuck between the door and the riot
Oh.
shields, and he survived. He had a heart attack
Oh,
and was
Jesus.
in the hospital for a few days, and he came out and he said that he was happy that he could stop a white power insurrection. and that he would do it again if he had the
Nice.
chance.
Nice.
Keep in mind, this man thought he was going to die.
Right.
They beat the shit out of him. They tased him multiple times with his own shit. Some of them grabbed his gun
That's not the one that got hit with the
with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
No, different
Okay,
guy.
right.
Different guy.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I remember. I know that guy. That was him with the.
I can't think of his name right now, but he's one of my new heroes.
Why, yeah, like why isn't
recently.
that guy getting played? Why, like, and I don't really watch the mainstream media, so I don't know how much play some people get. Like the guy with the, I can't think of his name. It seems ridiculous. Like that can't be his real name. Sicknick.
Brian Sicknick,
Yeah.
the one who died.
No, who was the?
The one who killed himself?
No, who was the officer who led him away? The crowd. He like
Eugene Goodman. Goodman,
That's right.
yes.
I remember the name being.
I actually made a video about him too. I love Eugene Goodman. That dude's a fucking badass.
But it's just like,
yes!
Come on, how is that his name? Like,
No, I did a video on him recently. That's the only reason I remember.
Yeah.
I'm just cycling through the different Capitol cops' names that I could remember.
yeah.
I've never liked cops this much before. I'm like, wow, not a cab. It's more like say cab. Sometimes all cops are bad. I'm gonna tweet that later on. Say cab.
It's cab. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still pretty much in the camp that they're bad. And I can show why the system. Why here's the thing.
Wouldn't you agree that we need some sort of peacekeeping force?
Well, here, no, no.
Maybe some Brock Lesnar clones, or
No, we can go there too, but no. Just I am absolutely okay with the idea of law enforcement because people suck. However, they have to be accountable to the people they work for. They are not our herders. They're not our shepherds. They work for us. Like
yes.
like yeah.
I think they should keep an eye out for violence.
Oh,
of course.
Whatever. Like
if you have bloody hands, I feel like they have the right to ask you why the fuck you have bloody hands. Sir, why do you have bloody hands? Oh, I was gutting a fish.
What happens?
All right, cool.
What happens if they walk into a meat packing plant and they're immediately like, everyone stop. You're all suspicious. You all have blood on your hands.
I mean, there's
That
a
is
very reasonable reason why they have blood on their hands. They're in a meat packing factory.
However, you've just given them the right to stop everybody there and question them now. You have given them reasonable cause, point blank, by saying that if you have, that's the danger of decisions like that, because then they're like, well, let me see how I can exploit the hell out of that.
Don't we have organizations that are supposed to keep the police in check?
Right, but if you've like had a Supreme Court decision that says, look,
It has
if
to
you have
be
blood
an
on your hands,
egregious
it's
offense
reasonable
to
for the
warrant
police
the-
to
the,
question.
invasive
And then
eye
that
of the public.
ruling, which people are like, well, yeah, that makes sense. The state will figure out.
Since
can we
hopefully I don't get in
fuck
trouble
people
for
up
this,
with
but
that? Well, there's
so
a
ever
meat
since my
packing plant.
21-year-old
We know they hire all kinds of illegals.
son,
But we don't want to get into that.
you know,
'cause they're
ever
not,
since weed
they're
was
not, the, what
basically
we're mad
legalized
about
here in Arizona
is that they keep
recreationally,
reporting
I bribe
us
him with weed
we're not
brownies
enforcing the law.
here and
Like
there.
they go to the
And he
national
loves
press
it.
to talk about how
Well, he's
law
21 and
enforcement,
it's
they
legal.
don't
Hey, I
enforce
got
the
nothing.
law and they don't keep the illegal.
I don't know if
down
it's
to
technically
fight
okay
for the
because it's my
jobs of
medicine,
the locals
but, I
and
mean,
compete
legal.
for the jobs.
But it's legal.
And
So I don't-
legal.
I don't see the issue.
Boom.
It's like when patients
Those
share with each
motherfuckers
other,
wanna
right?
hire
Speaking
them.
of which,
And now they're
speaking of which,
exposing us
we're gonna
as
have a
being
historic first.
Lazy local cops or corrupt or
Are
whatever.
you
and
okay
it's
with?
like,
Are you okay?
Fuck you,
Are you okay?
Bribed us.
I'm
They
just like
basically
fucked.
bribed
I'm
the
just like
police
hello.
not
Not
to-
to worry about it.
Hello,
And now
you
they're
didn't see
being
my
like, how
hand?
dare you?
Am I
How dare you not worry about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
so there's
are
a part
you
of it that's like
okay with
legitimate beef,
smoking
and it's like, well,
marijuanas on cameras?
You know, I think bribery
Absolutely.
should only be allowed within families.
Welcome. Families can bribe each other.
See, this is where you fucked up, John, because now changes the format. Okay, have you ever seen the
Domestic
Air Control
bribery
show?
is fine.
Domestic violence.
Turn up the lights! No,
Like
just
dollar
kidding.
or
I was
two
like
here or
bombing
there,
all over
brownies.
you. So what would you do? What would you do? I just like drank like some pea soup and was like, blah.
I
He tortures his guests.
yeah, I've seen it. I couldn't take it.
And they get angry.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I
Would you like to hold this for me for a moment? Thank you, sir.
I see it recording me.
The machines.
Do you ever imagine that though? It's like a well. Your voice goes out. It's like the event horizon of a black hole. Your voice, your sound goes out. It gets recorded into that, and then it's in another universe where it exists forever and ever and ever, and like quantum state.
Event Horizon, the movie.
No, just imagine
Okay.
so this waves that you create go into this magnetic
like-
device, right?
Oh, okay.
They go into
like
this,
shoot them out into space and stuff.
Well, no. So the actual waves that your voice or the sound that you're making create are recorded on this little electromagnetic device, right? This thing.
Oh,
and then
yes,
it is
I'm a dummy.
transformed
Yes, yeah.
into digital code and sent into this other world where it is stored in a perfect state to be revisited at any time in that preserved state.
Oh, good.
Kind of like a replay on a simulation.
The Matrix.
Yeah. Or like more like an Elon Musk, where a simulation. Chances are we're a simulation.
I've seen those articles before.
Joe Rogan and Elon Musk interviews are that's like.
Did he get in trouble for smoking weed on the?
Yeah,
It was stupid, huh?
That was awesome.
Well, stupid that he got in trouble for it. I
Well,
think.
yeah. I'm a man fan of Elon Musk. Like he publicly he said that he wants to be the first supervillain. Like I am all aboard, dude. Like people that complained about this shit, comedians have been living about this. If I had money, I'd at least be a fuck. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah.
he said, "All right, done.
So-
I got that application in. Let's go."
So the only thing I don't like is when he accused that one random diver of being a
Yeah, I don't know
pedophile.
what happened there. Like I
I think he just
honestly
got
don't.
really pissed off at that guy. I think is what happened.
And what he says kind of becomes worldwide news. Not like I can't say randomly terrible things and it doesn't become world. I don't know. I don't know any idea of the story. Elon had kind of gone off my radar at that point, and it's kind of where I came back to him. Because I remember Elon way back in the day, in 1999, when he was part of the launch of X.com, which became PayPal. You remember
Oh,
this?
I know PayPal. Okay.
Yeah, well, way back in
He's
the
like, well,
day.
who doesn't know PayPal?
Yeah,
Okay.
way back in the day, they launched as X.com.
Sounds
Now-
like porn.
Well, and this is 1999.
Thank
This
you,
is one of
pervert.
the original. This is the original legit way to pay on the internet, pretty much worldwide. Like this is where it started, where it became corporate, right, and standardized and accepted everywhere. So there was this group. They were. Elon had done stuff before this. Like Elon had one kind. Elon's a character. Do you know he's from South Africa? He immigrated when he was like 12
Yeah, he's
years
like
old
an
to
African,
Canada.
right?
Yeah, and immigrated.
Yeah,
when he
I'm
was like
actually am
12
aware of that.
And like he was like 12 or 14 when he immigrated to
Canada.
Canada.
I've read some things about Elon Musk here and there. So.
specifically to pursue science and stuff because he was beyond the capability. They knew he was beyond the capabilities of what South Africa.
I don't know, man.
allowed him to be at that time.
Sounds a little racist to me.
No, it was.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking. It's like you're being a troll.
Anyway, so he's got like a story behind him before he even like shows up really on the public radar, which is he gets involved with the people who founded, really started X.com, becomes like an advisor. And it was their black bud. I don't really know back then because you didn't have micro details of everything. This was all just like you heard the two legend already.
Mostly. You can't smoke. You can't talk while you dab, rookie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking. Okay. It's like, how is that even possible? You took way more than I thought you were going to. You're for someone who doesn't dab very much. You're kind of a G. Good job.
Yeah, I have decades of
Decades of highness.
Siobhan and Orlando.
I have like a decade and a half. Oh, I'm crazy.
Like there was a time period where I couldn't get high anymore. I smoked so much. That's what I was
Sometimes you have to stop smoking for a little
Yeah.
while, a couple days at least.
Yeah,
He's like months,
no,
years.
Oh God, no. Like, it was really bad though.
By the
Wait, yeah.
let me interrupt you. That is the indica that I got. That was Oompa's headband. How did you like that? I haven't tried it yet.
I feel like I got walloped in the head with a giant ball of.
Did you like it more than the other two? 'Cause I've seen that you're more of an indica smoker, so I was just curious.
Because when it's this type of stuff, because sativa, I suffer from multiple variations of schizophrenia, paranoia type things.
So you don't like the uppity.
I love it. I love a good sativa.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I get extremely paranoid.
Side
And then-
effect.
But I know that like it's not a thing for me. Like I don't go paranoid just to stab people. I'm highly aware of it, so I watch those feelings crop up, and I begin to enter a dialogue with myself of watching myself being like, oh yeah. Everybody's got a knife and they're going to kill us, right? You know you're fucking crazy, right? And so I tell that voice, that's crazy talk, right? And it's so comical of that voice. You realize, oh, that's pretty fucking crazy. It's the same voice that people naturally have when you read just some batshit crazy conspiracy theory shit like flat Earth and something that you're like, that's genuinely intriguing. I wonder what happened there. JFK. That's it. You know, like there's some stuff. Like, what happened there?
There is oddities.
It's not just that. There's so much involved.
There's more recent stuff.
It
Like
exposed all kinds of other stuff. You're like, okay, they really didn't have anything to do with JFK, but what was that? Right?
Like, look at Epstein. Look at the Osama bin Laden dumping him off in the ocean thing. You know, we can't let his dead body be used as propaganda. He's a dead body. It doesn't matter. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit reason. I don't believe it.
I don't know what happened there. I honestly don't.
It's very odd.
Well, that's some absolute bull crap. But I've never seen anything since then that convinces me of anything. Like,
They buried it good. There was a reason they didn't want his body probed.
Alrighty then.
Phrasing, mother.
Dude, you need to have video clips. You need a DJ board of clips and shit.
Dude, we've actually, when it's a good conversation, time flies, dude. We're already at 22 minutes.
But yeah,
That's longer than most of my episodes.
DJ board of sounds. Clips.
I have background noise,
It's
background
you
music.
need video too. You have to want to put a screen in the middle. You could do two screens because it looks two dimensional behind us. So you'd have a screen. I could have a screen. We could pretend cast to that screen. This is what I'm talking about. We could clip ourselves audio because it's a visual experience. So the more you engage the eye, they're like We're commentating. We're meta commentating on our own commentary through memes, through a quick shorthand. That's the idea.
Most
So
of
that
what
it
I do is
explain
memes.
more.
No, I'm just joking.
But so it explains more visually to the person. You're communicating on an extra level. So you're getting more. It's like 3D communication. Do you understand what I mean? By that? It's exploiting the means of communication. Boom.
I've noticed when I get into conversations with you, John, you get very philosophical, which is good. Takes me a minute to wrap my brain around it. I do feel like I've gotten into conversations with like communists and people a little to the left of me. They call me things like statist and stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's kind of intense. And anarchists too. Anarchists use that a lot, statist. And I'm like, I mean, at least it makes sense with the anarchists because they have a certain.
Everybody's pretty much a statist from an anarchist. You're either an anarchist or you're a statist in some way, shape, or form.
I just feel like there should be a little bit of structure to it. I don't understand why that makes me a statist.
See, anarchy sounds awesome, except people are involved. Crap! It's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's why we have all these other systems. Because the basic agreement is, well, that one's not going to work. Not that it doesn't sound awesome, but like
No.
then you throw people in there and it all goes. So what we got to figure out is a system, whatever you really want to do. We got to have a system where like stuff gets done, like basic organized stuff. Because if like there's a baker in town, that means everybody's individual house doesn't have to bake. 'Cause that's a lot of effort for every family to bake, find stuff, grow it. That's effort. If it's just a baker, like Thomas Baker, I know this dude lives on the corner. His family runs a bakery. And there's like they got the mill. Boom, they do it really efficiently right there. 'Cause they got a mill and stuff.
I hate to say it. Basic bitches, man. No, I'm just kidding. Their name is the Bakers and they bake. Faggots. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, oh shit, am I allowed to still say faggots?
No, God.
Oh shit. I'll have to
You're
edit
gonna
out
have a whole
faggots.
stand-up routine about why you're allowed to say it to justify it now. That's how it works.
Well, I can just edit out faggots.
No, see? Well,
Faggoty, faggoty, faggot, faggot, faggot. So here's the thing. Growing up, I have almost never used that word in relation to a homosexual man.
How bad does it suck that it was
I've usually used it.
redheaded guy that got faggot out?
Faggot down.
Yeah, no. The weird. Oh man, he had a show on Comedy Central.
So, I mean, Louis C.K. has...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he has a long... I used to love Louis C.K. I mean, I still love Louis C.K.
I can't watch him now.
I feel bad about what happened to those women.
Like,
Oh, he's definitely a weirdo. He never hid that he was a weirdo.
that's true, but he's like he's not an okay weirdo.
What'd you expect from the ginger rapist? Did not jerk off in front of people forcibly?
Yeah.
By the way, for context, this is exactly the same thing. So you know how I lured John in here for an interview? By the way, please calm down. Please don't run away in fear. What if I got up in a very authoritative way, locked the door, and blocked the door just a little bit, like left a little bit of a walkway for him to go through if he really wanted to, but I kind of was just floated near the door and started beating off in front of him and asked him to show me some man tit. That is more or less. That is. You see how insidious and awful and like what's that movie back in the scream like a piggy, boy? What was that? Deliverance. It gives off that vibe. That is the gay version of what Louis C.K. did to women. And that's just as bad. Actually worse, because I feel like the average woman would not do as well in a fight with me as John would. John has a chance. You know, I'm not saying who would win, but I mean, it could go either way. Who knows? Louis C.K., he's a big fat man, and some of those female comedians, they were little, like 105 pound. I mean, it doesn't really matter how big the person is. Fucked.
It does because it means if it's a threat or not. I mean,
It's shades of fucked up.
It makes it really fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it makes it way less of an excuse. It makes it really fucked up. It's the same idea.
So if it was a big, like 300-pound black woman that seems like she could kick some ass, it'd be more okay.
And that would be fucked up.
At least she'd beat his ass.
But at least she beat his ass. But like, yeah, exactly. It would be like, yeah, it's fucked up. It got what it was coming to. She beat his ass. Like, but yeah, that's the fucking part of judging. Of like, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, let's all agree. All got to agree over here. The president should not call for an armed insurrection against a sitting Congress while it's certifying its new leader.
Yeah.
That was what he was trying to do.
Well, and it's the funny thing that you say that. So a lot of these people, and keep in mind, I argue with people online because I'm a bit of a troll. And like sometimes, like when I get tired of arguing with someone that I feel is being disingenuous, I start calling them names. Like, why not? I have a mean part of me, and I take it out on people that I feel deserve it online.
I do.
Yeah, it's fun. A part of it is fun, and I
Here's
enjoy it.
my personal justification. I got a justification.
I'm like
for
a
it.
South Park troll.
It's
Yeah, go ahead.
one, it's free speech. And I mean this like street fight politics. Like, we are arguing for the public's, we are literally arguing in our public forum to sway the opinions of those that are listening and participating and the people that they then engage or who are affected by the way that they engage in society by watching them. So you are trying directly through social media, which is what the right and the alt-right have been doing for freaking decades, and the crazy left, but it's been the crazy left. It's usually like really out, the really fundamentalist, weird cult people too that are, but they're just hippie-fied. But most of them are the right-wing, nut, religious, nationalistic, whatever you want to throw in there. They're tyrannies, they're tyrannies. Cults. I got lost.
We went from white armed insurrection to tyranny and cults.
Yes, tyranny and cults. That's what they are. Like, you can no longer argue with these people. There is a defining moment where you say, did the president in that speech right there, and you watch the reaction in the crowd to his words as he says them and what they do and the reaction to it, and say that he is not directly responsible for the deaths there
And
in his failed coup attempt.
no. And the thing that's amazing about that is that he said that he was going to go with them to the Capitol.
It's his word.
And he did not go with them. He stirred them up and was like, "We need to get the fuck out of here.
And then
We need to leave."
And then he criticized his followers for being, they look low class or whatever.
Yes, I saw that. He's like, "They're a bunch of pories. They are a bunch of poor sacks of shit. Looks like they shop at Walmart. Get a life."
Where is Alec Baldwin to save our national soul with a spot on perfection? What's that group that I've seen?
Hold
some
on.
Celebrities.
Hold on, libtard. My daughter has wonderful tits.
Oh Lord. That
That was a Trump impression, just so everyone knows. Don't misconstrue that, please. There's a lot of haters in the comments.
the like, I remember when Ivanka, like, we're close to the same age, I think. Or I'm not much older
Ivanka,
than her.
she's like in her... She's past 30, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Like mid-30s?
I thought she was in her 40s.
Is she in her 40s?
I thought so. I didn't
She
think
has
I
a
was that
youngish face, but maybe
much-
it's
Gee,
all the
imagine.
Maybe it's all the plastic surgery and makeup, yeah.
I don't think I was that much older than her. Because I remember when she was a model. And I remember thinking, because by then Donald Trump and his brand was by then Trump was a caricature. And that was before Celebrity Apprentice and all that. He was just a celebrity. He was a goofball. Like, he was a caricature New York goofball, sleazeball developer. Like, that was his role.
Did you ever watch the cartoon on Comedy Central back in the day called Drawn Together?
I don't think so.
It was a reality show like Big Brother. And they had the cartoon pig and like the Zelda prince who was actually gay.
It sounds
and the
really
psychotic
familiar.
Superman who like was also kind of gay and weird. And
I think I watched that years ago. It's
Yeah.
pretty old, right?
yeah, it's pretty old. It came out like early 2000s.
Oh, I would have watched it. Like, yeah, I think I watched it maybe like 2012 or 13 and being aware that it was kind of old.
later.
Yeah. See, I remember.
But in that show, Donald Trump was the guy. Well, it wasn't exactly Donald. It was a caricature of Donald Trump. It was like a Donald Trump robot figure. is the one who ran the entire show, and he was like a tyrannic, evil Trump robot. And he was like, it was like they were making from The Apprentice. You're fired. He had like the hair. They had the hair and everything.
Nice. I don't think I've seen. No, I have not seen it then.
Maybe it'll get big. Honestly, I didn't like it that much because it was like offensive for the sake of being offensive. Like it wasn't even all that great quality wise. It was okay. It was funny, but it was all like cum and like gross poop jokes. Like
So what you think? What I would imagine Donald Trump would actually respond to. I have no doubt that
really make fun of me.
I have no doubt that there are things Trump and I agree on. That Tommy Boy is a good movie. Like it's a great movie. It's a.
Is he in Tommy Boy?
I thought he was. No. Hold on. Farley and who was the other guy?
David
Spade.
Yeah.
That Farley and Spade were a good. They were very good underutilized. I think duo for a while. I think they got some crap vehicles that they could have really done. I thought they were really good together, right? But that's the best one. That's the one where he's going to inherit the family business, right, Farley? I don't think I got the
Tommy Boy, yes. Black Sheep is the one with the politician. I always get the two confused, but that's how I remember it. Black Sheep is the politician one, and then Tommy Boy is the one with the car parts.
Yeah.
Automotive.
Tommy Boy, I thought was like a classic. Like that. If I was going to say recommend any individual movie for them, that's it. Like,
I like both.
well, to me, that's the one, right?
Yeah, it's good.
I have no idea. Anyway, do I?
You would agree with Trump that Tommy Boy is a great movie?
We would agree that this is a great movie, and it troubles me that I have that agreement with me. However,
It's irrelevant as fuck. Okay.
it troubles me because that is the type of stuff that they would exploit to talk about common ground. And it would be like
common denominators.
it would be like wait a minute. If we're talking comic duos of all time, like I'm not even really gonna think of those two. Honestly, it's gonna take me like the next day. I'll be like, dude, Farley and Spade were pretty good. I think they were underutilized, like I just said. Like I think they could have been better. They could have made the list if they'd had better material they'd been working with. Like that's them. So it'd be like, to him, Tommy Boy is like that's an American classic cinematic experience right there. Like that is American perfection. You know what I mean? Like oh fuck. Like it troubles me that we agree on that it's a worthwhile movie.
I agree. I think that on some very basic things, me and Trump would probably agree on a lot of things.
See,
I also find Rosie O'Donnell to be fat and annoying.
yeah, and like we all agree on that. But Trump didn't need to call her out on Twitter. He's just being a dick. That's
It
the
was
point.
funny.
He's just a dick.
He's occasionally funny. I'm not gonna lie.
But
like,
yeah.
keep in mind, I hate
Look,
the man.
look.
I hate him. I would if.
Yeah,
no,
but
I can't say what I was about to say.
The president,
Never mind.
the president can't be that funny.
Might not be legal.
What am I doing here?
Do you want to hold that just one more second?
Yeah,
I'm gonna heat up the bong for you.
So no, like you know what, the whole flip flop of the hands and person, like yeah, that's funny. Do you know why it was funny to me? I will agree. I laughed, but it wasn't because the reason he was being. It was I was shocked of, holy Jesus, look what he did. Be a thing. Like I was stunned. I thought it was hilarious, but not in a very misanthropic way of the happy misanthrope. I have that page also. It's very much more selective on the humor I put there. That's the type of humor of oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious too. I really did.
No, I feel you. I was depressed for like a solid year after Trump beat Hillary. Keep in mind, I can't stand Hillary either. But I think the thing that made me most depressed about it is I felt in my gut, which I'm usually right in my gut. I was right about Obama.
What hand do you swear with? Right hand or what?
Generally right, but I think it depends on what
I want to do
hand
this
you are.
full on style. Whatever. I voted for Trump. I did. The first time I voted for because I told
Well, I
you
assume not the second time.
yeah,
You've
but
been talking enough
here's the-
shit.
the first time I did it because the first time is when I didn't sell out to
I-
my belief, which is fuck them all. They're all terrible.
Well,
Bernie, you're rule. Ron Paul, we're cool. Justin Amish, I like you. Why'd you fucking quit? Like there were individuals that are like, Harry Reid, dude, saved his whole reputation for me with the UFO stuff. Boom, like he really just. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm leader. Let's put all this on the table.
Not sure if
I'm out the
time
door.
of being a lizard
Um,
makes up for it, but okay.
That's what I'm saying. He saved like a whole career. All that
No,
matters.
he
now-
did. He did do
Dude,
a lot of
he's the
good stuff.
dude-
I've seen that. Yeah.
He's the dude that broke the door open on the UFOs officially.
No.
You know what I mean? It was like that. That to me, that's going to be his legacy. Like he did what he did out the door. It was like, hey, I'm out the door. Here's my grenade. You know what I mean? Like I was a loyal, sold my soul servant for 50 years or whatever. And this is what my opinion of you people is. Fuck you. Here's a grenade. I'm out the door. You know what I mean? You're all terrible people. I'm sorry I did it.
So it's almost like your vote for Trump was a protest vote.
Oh no, not a protest vote. I wanted Trump to do exactly what he did. I wanted Trump in my wildest dreams.
Oh.
Jessica and I talked about it. We're going to because we knew Arizona was going to anyway. It was just a show vote, really, to be able to say, yeah, I voted for that, and he did exactly what we said he was going to do. Look at my post from then. This guy is going to just wreck the system from top to bottom. My only worry is he doesn't kill us in World War III because I think he's crazy and retarded and absolutely out of control and out of his depth. And I hope that he's got controls on him enough that we all don't die in a nuclear holocaust. But short of that, I am along for the ride. This guy is just like a wrench just thrown in the system, and they're all just ducking for cover. Like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do?
So you almost vote in a Machiavellian kind of way. And you just kind of think the long term. No, it's smart. The only thing that sucks is that there's not enough people who vote like you for that to be. It's negligible, I feel.
I never intended to vote for him. I, honest to God, am stunned that he
You
was
have-
a
you-
viable contestant by
Yeah,
the
no.
time the election came. I'm stunned that he was like, this is why! Look at this!
You have A, surprised me that you voted for him, and B, you have surprised me a second time as to the reason why.
Yeah, we did it on purpose.
I thought it was just more along the lines of like a Hail Mary.
Oh, no.
You were like, oh no, he's going to be so bad, people are going to turn against the right.
You would think.
Well, extreme right. I shouldn't tarnish all people on the right.
Um,
I do have a habit of doing that, and I do apologize.
That would have been a
But-
given. Like that's right off the top. Okay, this happens. Well, okay, well he's gonna lose those people, right?
Hi there, beautiful. Oh my God, it's the Hulk! It's the Hulk! No, not him. She's over here, out of camera shot, almost intentionally. Come here, honey. Look at the camera. Ah!
Hey, Dad.
I love you. I love you. Angel, I need your help. I have so much stuff around me that she can't be around.
Come here. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, honey. I love you. I love you. I love you, my little Hulk. Just came in with a Hulk mask. You didn't get to see it. I'm so sorry, everyone. Maybe I'll do another episode where I show you the Hulk baby. Outtakes.
It goes to the outtake reel.
There you go. I'll do any stupid gimmick to get views, honestly. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe and like down below.
There are fireworks right here, 3-dimensional, 2 different screens going off. Look at that.
If you don't do it, you're a faggot. And when I say that, I mean you are a bundle of wood and a cigarette. Is it okay now?
Technically.
I hope I don't get canceled by the LGBTs. Listen, you're all great. You're all good with me. You're all good with me.
Can't we just like...
Let's not go there. I don't want to get
Can't we
banned.
just go with like some kind of pan? Let's make it Pan.
Like Peter Pan.
Like if
Like
you,
Peter Pan?
If
So
there
that-
has to be some kind of like category thing, how about we just make it one? I don't know.
I feel like the LGBTQT thing's
How
already
about
caught
it's yes
on,
or
though.
no? How about we just go to the gag answer? Sex, yes, no. Like that's how people like yes. Like and they
And Austin Powers. Yeah, baby, yeah! Sex, yes, please!
but what is implied by the legal thing, yes or no, is either do you have sex or you're asexual. That's really
Oh, that's what you mean by that.
bam. What if we just change the
So whether you're a normal
we don't even have to change the forms. We already got the forms.
How about-
we just change
about-
the law that we changed the code that defines the template. And so instead of the intent being this, well, no, the intent's this. If we have to have it, or how about we just don't have that question at all? Like really?
So-
How about we just avoid that legal conundrum, but just how about the law get out of it?
So how about this on the form we'll have? Are you a normal person? Or are you, hold on, let me finish. Or are you an asexual Ben Shapiro incel freak who doesn't beat off unless, of course, it is feet porn?
Oh, jeez.
And also,
AOC's involved, right?
and also, he puts mayonnaise on everything he eats, including
Did
feet.
he invent the bologna mayonnaise cake thing? Meme?
You know what? I said enough shit about Ben Shapiro. I might as well just add another layer to a slander case. Yes, he did.
You did?
Yes. It turned out to be fake. I go ahead and count this as a retraction, I guess. I don't know if Ben Shapiro wants to sue me or not. I made a video. So, did you hear about AOC, all of AOC's shoes being
I
stolen?
did. I saw
Turns
the
out it's
meme.
fake.
Well, yeah, I assumed
Okay.
that was fake.
I thought it was real.
Oh.
And listen, because there was a joke online. And hold on. This part I made up and I rolled with it
This
because
is where you angered me.
hold
I got a
on,
3-day ban
hold
because of that.
on. I did it to troll Ben Shapiro. So just hear me out. The description of the person who did that was a 5'4" man who was totally clad in black, so you couldn't tell who he was. So I have reasonable doubt. I alleged that it was Ben Shapiro who he joined in the Capitol storming to steal all of AOC's shoes so he could. I have a video. It's up on YouTube right now. Watch it. It's called. It has like almost 200 views. Did Ben Shapiro steal AOC shoes? I'm not taking it down because I
You gotta
like
go
it.
3D, back it up.
I'm
We
keep-
need 2 screens in the back. So
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was.
Because we're gonna have screens going. Remember, we gotta.
I'll just move the line. I don't care.
Well, no,
They're
we're
gonna be like.
keep it as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. My
And
bad.
it keeps the spacing.
My
So you
bad.
can zoom in, zoom
I get passionate.
out. Got it?
I get passionate.
You gotta be able to put it in the shirt too. I
Oh.
think I might just wear the white shirt or blue, like solid shirt, so it's you can just pattern anything in. I want to go with like orange velvet crush suit. Sounds awesome. Like orange cheeses, you know those statues from the Urban Decay stores or whatever. They're terrible. Like, God.
Was that like Spencer's and shit? Is that what Urban Decay
It
stores
kind
are?
of was for yuppie.
Okay.
Exactly what it was.
Okay.
Exactly what it was.
Well, you're Urban Decay. It's like stupid
Or
ball
no, that was
stores.
the nail. No, or was it Urban Outfitters?
There's an Urban Outfitters, yes.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah.
And on Grand Theft Auto, there was like a version of it that was like urban assholes or something. It was like making fun of Urban Outfitters.
They were.
Do you ever play Grand Theft Auto? They were very on the nose with their satire. Like when you walked into I remember I played San Andreas, like the original one for the Xbox. You know, Carl, CJ, Big Smoke.
My knowledge of
Oh man, that's a
GTA
classic.
ends with the first and second 3D ones. When it went from the 2D was like.
Yeah, bro,
2,
I've never even
3.
played. I started with Grand Theft Auto 3. So you've blown my mind. You old boop. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
I loved this early sandbox one of those ones. I never played the game, but I loved just going around blowing stuff up like everybody did. I was like, this game is awesome. I did not care about story, plot, or anything else. Everybody knew code to unlock stuff, so this is fun.
That's true.
That game was awesome. was a sandbox. If you look at it
Yeah.
just as a sandbox game, it was phenomenally awesome and fun. And then you're like, there's a story? Like, what?
You know, John, you would be really good at filibustering. You should be a politician. You could literally, like, you remember when, like, Ted Cruz went out there and just started reading fucking Dr. Seuss books? I seem to do shit like that. I'm like, I could do that. Dude, I grew up with a stuttering issue. I went through years of speech therapy. And you know what I do for a living? I work at an answering service. I talk all day. You know what I do as a hobby? I go into YouTube and I talk all day.
I don't. I do not.
When I get old, they're gonna remove my voice box probably.
I could literally spend whole days, but the only vocalization I do is with Karen, which is a cat.
Oh, dude, I'm a gabber.
sitting.
Dude, I'm a gabber.
Oh, I am, but I literally don't interact. Like I text or things like that, but I like vocal interaction. Very well. That's not true.
What's
I usually see I see one person every day.
what's that movie with his ass from The Office where he the monsters who attack noise?
Oh, yeah, that movie was. Like I like the concept,
I'd be
but
fucked.
they didn't pull it off for me.
That'd be
Like,
fucked.
um,
I'd stub my toe and I'd start ranting about who the fuck man? If you
can
The
you
monster.
Can you imagine the sudden monetary value per pound that Legos would acquire in that new world economy?
Legos?
They would be like the cow trip. They would be like a +5 cow trip of maiming, like in old school D&D terms. Like you would just throw down like
These people would scream and say, I get it. Took me a moment because I'm dumb, but okay.
And so it is this
That's good.
legendary. They might be. It's heard that they come in a pouch that's everlasting. So they are in fact an artifact, a relic, like
come in like
this
ninjas.
thing, and the only. And so no, you just throw 3 down. And that no one can travel in any direction without severe foot damage.
It's like the South Park games where the red Legos are lava.
Yeah.
And because of their imagination, the kids can't go over the lava. Oh, shut
But
lava!
like, it would make everybody stop, even if it didn't. See, it would be like a +5 cow trip of force. So even if it didn't, like, if you stepped on it, oh, I'd really, dude, right there, you stepped on it, you're fucked up, right? But even if you didn't, everybody would stop and be like, dude, those are Legos, and you have acquired a force field that has stopped them while you continue going, and it works on everybody. They're Legos. But you gained the time. You gained an extra round of initiative. Bam.
Legoland would become an academy of warriors. It would be like a dojo. You'd have to take off your shoes before you walk into Legoland.
Or it could descend into sort of a Lord of the Flies, King of the Hill, commander and ruler of the resource, like in like this African little fiefdoms in Africa where they're exploiting some enslaved populace, whether it be racial driven or economic driven or legal driven or ethnic driven or whatever driven. To work those fields and then take all that, and then they sell it for the pittance to these people who they do everything for to get to, and they're like, "That's nice. Did you steal it?" And he goes, "I'll kill you." Nope. Okay. Well, here's your dollar. Thanks. I'm gonna take these and put them in a vault so I keep the price hyper bubble inflated at multiple values of how many diamonds are actually in storage, and what the real supply is, and what we're willing to do to keep that supply at crazy levels to inflate those prices for these diamonds. Why? Capitalism.
So what we need to do is line up all the capitalists and the bankers, right? You get the guillotine ready. Not the noose, because it has too much negative connotations. We're not the right wing. We don't use nooses. We use guillotines.
We don't know. Oh.
We use guillotines
We are
because
civilized.
we are civilized. We want King Louis's head, and we want it fucking now. Make it fucking happen. No, I'm just fucking crazy.
You need to create memes within your own thing to sell.
You know, I already have a character. Have you seen
Soundbites.
Freddy Maga? Maga Freddy?
Yes.
It's the one where I eat the mushrooms, and then I go, let's storm the Capitol! I don't have a shirt on. That's Maga Freddy. I want to get a MAGA hat. I almost want to get a MAGA hat just so I can mock MAGAs. I'm gonna have to make my own because I don't want to give them money.
You want to be a pure American entrepreneur, free speech advocate, all that good stuff.
Huh.
Do you want to be a patriot to the American ideals? To hell with the words, the American ideal.
Dude, I'm with you. Let's buy a
Okay,
Trumpy bear.
So what we do is you want to start on your channel selling MAGA gear because you can get it really cheap now because people are trying to unload it, and you just drop ship it. Like you don't have any inventory. You profit off the links to the things, right? And you sell it, and it's a gimmick, and you've got a character because that's why you're selling the hat.
So I'm making fun of them.
You autograph all of them.
So I'm making fun of them as I'm selling them garbage.
You autograph all of them so that the people wearing them, they know. It's their disguise. They get a thieves' cant, or what's the word I'm looking for, like a lingua franca, but
Parlor's shut down though. How am I gonna sell this shit?
or whether shibboleth or whatever, like a secret word, and that's how
Gab?
you get in. Huh?
How am I gonna sell this shit? Gab? Parlor's shut down. I can't use
Exactly. Yeah, but there's tons of ways. Like they're out
Facebook
there
groups.
Yes, they go.
Don't they have like what's that? What there's Gab, and then there's that other one called like Weeby. It's like another Chinese one. It's called like Weeby. I don't know. Weemy.
There's a
I
ton
don't
of
know.
them that they're flooding to, and that's good. That's good. It's like the right wing corporate fascist bastards broke Facebook. That's a win. They shot them. That's cool. Infighting. The corporation is fighting itself. We win when they do that. Like, but like whatever. If it hurts
So I have to
Facebook
put.
really bad, I'm all for it.
So here's the only thing, and I hate to be a cynic, but what about? I mean, what if the corporation just easily crushes the MAGAs? Then that doesn't really help us, does it?
So. Oh yes, it does because
I mean, it helps us crush the MAGAs.
it helps us in the long run. We're not dealing with it. We're dealing with people who are adhering to a cult reality because everybody. That's the point. It's okay. Who agrees with what Donald Trump is saying? The MAGA movement is expressing and doing over here. Well, who agrees in what they're doing and what he was saying them to do? Who agrees with that? Everybody that raises their hand is in that camp. Everybody, whether the corporations, because they're like, you're not going to sponsor your events anymore. No more money for you. You voted for that. No more money for you. Like they're actively announcing that publicly. We're not supporting. We'll no longer support that candidate or people. You know what I mean? Quickly, big worldwide corporations like no. All the leaders around the world. We're very quickly out there. Oh no. That's insurrection. Like that can't be allowed. That's America. Dude, what the fuck happened over there? Like that's what they're all literally talking to their own press. Like, did you see that shit? Like America's telling us we're running a banana public. We're a shit show. America is. I mean, the Russian guy like literally said that basically. Like America has shown that she no longer, not only does she not have a target, she's incapable of leading herself, and like she has no moral authority in anything. The Russians basically saying, okay, they were the good guys for a long time, we get it, Now, here's what they're really doing. Like we said, they're really good at being bad. They beat us. Give them that. Because they're really good.
So I've noticed, because there is a segment of people that are pretty far on the left who don't like the Russiagate stuff, and you seem to be a pretty big. I'm not gonna say proprietor because you
Oh,
don't talk
yeah.
about it all the time, but you definitely seem like you follow it.
Because it's the same thing with the election
So I'm not
stuff.
saying it's not because the Russian oligarchs. I've studied them a little bit, and they are. There are some dangerous motherfuckers.
See, here's the. It's all kind of tied in just where the media attention goes, and they miss. Somehow, they usually miss the real meat of things. And you're like, who cares about that? Look at that! You know what I mean? Explain that, then we can talk. Um, and I don't know. What'd you say again? There were two parts. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was going back and forth. Do you remember? You have 15 seconds to remember, or you should pause it and we'll rewind it and we'll listen to it. And we can be like, all right, here we go.
Well, we're at the hour point, so I think we should.
All right.
It would probably be good to take a little break just to restructure
Yeah.
things.